So Krishna consciousness is eating, singing, and dancing, and there's some philosophy to convince you to eat, sing, and dance. That's what it is. It's a process by which one can fully realize the self and develop your relationship with the Supreme, Krishna. Krishna is a pretty nice name for God. It means all attractive. So where you could describe God in so many ways, but this is just a nice way that encompasses nicely like what God is. Like He would be all attractive to everyone.
There are various states of consciousness, and Krishna consciousness would be the highest form of that. So experiencing God in the present moment.
However, everyone is having experiences that are allowing them to be Krishna conscious. Maybe they don't realize it. Maybe it's not a conscious thing that they are cultivating. They're not actively seeking to know God, and yet still they're having experiences that reveal to them their own spiritual nature and also His personality.
You'll begin to develop love for God just by chanting His name, and He'll develop love and reciprocate with you. I read those books and kind of introduced myself to some of the knowledge, and then probably a year and a half ago, I knew about I heard this chanting of Hare Krishna, which is it's the main practice that in Krishna consciousness is chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which you can see right there in that plaque. And I joined, and it made me feel really good, and I noticed that they are all really happy, and I noticed that I became happy when I did it, and so it's been about a year and a half, and I'm still doing it, and I'm still really happy. So I'm going to keep doing it as long as I'm happy.
And there were two very, very nice guys, very humble and friendly and generous and welcoming, and we met at a library, and they handed me a piece of paper with the chant, and I was like, Hare Krishna? Really? That little voice in the back of my mind never shuts up. But when I'm doing the mantra, I can't, it doesn't have any, it can't interrupt. Okay? It doesn't have any room to talk because I'm so busy focusing on the mantra that all the weird stuff, like my bills and my kids this and issues and everything else, there's no room for the back of my mind to be speaking. I can focus on the mantra.
Besides chanting, it's meditation, it's prayer, it's it's charitable acts, it's talking with people, it's engaging people on deep conversations like this, and really discussing and talking about God as a way to engage in that Krishna consciousness. Identify with these temporary, transient physical bodies, and we become attached to them, so much so that it prevents us from letting go of it and to really experience a higher level of consciousness.
So accepting that this process is very simple, but you don't have to do anything complex or anything out of the box to do it, and this is the standard way. I mean, accepting that I am also one of the other people, and it has been a standard process for everybody else, and it will be the same for me also. That I'm not a special guy that I would need a special process to practice this.
Generally speaking, the paradigm and the mode of operation of the rest of the world is to cultivate knowledge and attachment and enjoyment within the realm of those temporary material circumstances. That when we're at Krishna house, or when we're at church, or when we're at synagogue, we're going for a certain reason. right? So then that mood is much more favorable. The atmosphere is much more favorable for attaching ourselves to that knowledge. When the soul is ripe enough, when the soul is ready, the mantra has a profound impact. But at any time that the soul, that the living entity, is experiencing the vibration of God's name, there is some impact. It's like medicine. We don't need to know what's going on.